Hello, and welcome to the Legal Growth Podcast, where we dive into the strategies, challenges, and success stories shaping the future of law firms. Hosted by me, Aaron Fulk, and Legal Growth Partners, this podcast features in-depth interviews with legal professionals, industry experts, and firm leaders who share insights on scaling innovation and business development in the legal world. Whether you're looking to expand your practice, improve client acquisition, or navigate industry trends, the Legal Growth Podcast delivers the knowledge and strategies you need to grow with confidence. Tune in for expert advice, actionable tips, and candid conversations designed to help law firms. Today, I am so excited to introduce our guest, Sabrina Norris. Hello, Sabrina.
Hello, how are you?
Well, I am really good, and I was telling you this before we started this, but I'm so excited because today you are an attorney who is not actually practicing as an attorney. So I think this is going to be a really great episode for people to kind of learn from that experience as well.
Great. Yeah, no, I'm excited to share my journey.
All right, so let's just jump in. Give me a quick overview of how you chose to go to law school and kind of what it looked like. Like, did you practice law and then decide to kind of use those skills? Otherwise, kind of how you got into your career now, and tell us what you do now.
Okay, sure. So I am currently the HR director at FitLife Foods in Tampa, Florida. And I worked early in my career in operations and realized that the schedule in HR is a lot better than in operations. And so that's how I ended up here, great being 20 and finding easy ways to fix your problems, right? But what I've learned over the last couple decades is that HR people are really a lot more involved in law than I think most people care to understand. Or it's just, especially since COVID, it's gotten just a lot more entrenched in legal things that make me need to be able to pivot very quickly for our team members. And so that's why I went to law school. I was also going through a divorce and I needed something to ground me, to make me feel good about myself. And I'm like, I could do law school. I could totally do this. And it was great. It was a great experience. I just graduated May 4th of this year. So may the 4th be with me, which means I must be a Jedi now as well. But I'm using my skills to enhance what I'm providing to FitLife Foods. I'm actually also, I just started my own company so I can do some consulting work on the side. And that's how I'm using my degree. What I found is risk management is kind of my jam, and I can easily identify ways to improve those processes and procedures around it. And it's been great so far.
Oh, that's so interesting. So you were in HR before, and then you decided to go to law school because you saw the benefits of that.
Yes.
Oh, that's that. I love that. I guess I didn't know that. What in my little bit of research, I didn't understand that. So that is super exciting. So how was it going to law school while you're working a full-time job?
So it was challenging, but again, like it was time in my life where I needed to kind of disengage from the external world anyway. And so I filled my time with reading and analysis of case studies. And so it wasn't that bad. I was on a new schedule with my kids where I only saw them half time. So the days that I didn't have them, I could do law work, and it worked out well. And now we've kind of found an even footing, and I don't need that level of distraction, but I still need a little distraction.
I get it. Same reason I joined CrossFit. I should have been more productive, like go to law school. That's actually a great story. That's going to make an amazing story when you write your book.
Thanks.
All right. So you kind of answered this question, but there's probably more in there that you could go into. What has been your biggest kind of career growth success story so far?
So from a career growth standpoint, I'm going to have to say turning 40 because it changes the way you think. It changes the way you perceive the world. I think women in general, we just reprioritize, and from a brain function standpoint, it's normal because now we've got enough life skill under our belt where our brain is able to, cross paths and put those different patterns into play in different situations. And so your brain is functioning at this level. And I guess most people probably don't know that, but it's true. And because I had to research, I'm like, why do I feel like I have so much power now? And it's brain power, and you really do. And so the things I've done in the last 8 years have been the most pivotal things that I've done in my entire life. And my goal, I have a retirement goal, and in 6 to 8 years, I'd like to semi-retire. And like, I'm putting all the pieces in place now so that I can get there.
I was just telling my 36-year-old friend about this today. I'm like, in 4 years, you're not going to care what people think. You're not going to see any boundaries. Like,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate that it doesn't happen while your body can still keep up sometimes. Right?
Right.
Like, I don't really get that part of it, but it's a game changer turning 40. So I love the answer. Okay, so this will be a fun question for you. The question that we usually ask is, what's your favorite non-legal skill that surprisingly helps you in the legal world? But why don't we kind of say, like, what's your legal skill now that you saw would bring into your career in the HR world, in the business world? What are some of those legal skills that you brought in that you know will just set you above the other HR directors out there?
Yeah, so I'm going to have to double down on the whole compliance piece. And I hated it. I thought it was my least favorite part of HR was, oh, we got to worry about the laws. But now that I understand the fundamentals and like why things are the way they are and how they get from point A to point B, I'm like, oh my God, I can do this. Like, I can save us so much money by reducing risk and, just reviewing contracts that one last time to make sure that, it is a legal contract. First question you ask about contracts, is it a legal contract? Yes or no, because we've run across a couple of those since I got my degree. And, it's that piece that I never thought would almost, like, I feel like it's compounded by 50 since I've learned along the way. And so now a lot of my writing is talking about how a good wellness program, a good well-being program is really started and grounded in compliance, because if somebody's not working for a company that is ethically compliant, legally compliant, how can you really say you're providing a psychologically safe work environment for people? You can't. And so, step one is making sure the company in and of itself is protecting itself from risk. And then we can build upon that to make an environment where people are getting what they need and they feel safe to speak up.
I love that. What do you think percentage-wise? You might not know this number. It could be a total guess, but that's fine. You're an attorney now, so you might not guess. But what do you think the percentage of people that are actually in HR that have that law background? You've got to be, right?
Yeah.
That's got to be a big, big, big benefit.
Huge, right? Because I as I was learning, like, I think differently. Like, I interpret things differently. I conceptualize things differently. And one of our core principles at FitLife, or core values, is curiosity. And it's like it unlocked this box of curiosity questions that I never had access to. and now I can be more curious, and then therefore more effective, because I'm asking the right questions, or at least better questions than I was before.
All right. God, that's fascinating. Okay, so here's the thing. Usually we ask, what trends or changes do you see shaping the future of law firms? How are you positioning your firm to stay competitive? For you, I would like to ask, like, what trends, because you're so new to law, right? So there's a lot of people that have been practicing and now they're seeing things like AI and stuff like that. But what trends were you like quick to jump on because you're like, oh, this is awesome, right? Like, what do you see changing? I mean, obviously HR is changing for law, but what are some of the things that you see that could change in law, just in correlation with business, I guess I want to ask?
Well, so interestingly enough, I am going to say AI, but not from probably the perspective that you're thinking. More and more, I'm getting emails from our team that you can tell are generated from AI. And so our employees are more knowledgeable about law, because they can go on ChatGPT and say, oh my God, I think my employer is doing this. Help me write to the HR person. And then I get these letters and I'm like, what a good use of this, So, I mean, and it helps. Knowledge is power, regardless. Now, whether they're applying it right or not is a completely different situation. But at least I know that they have some basis for their question, and I know where they're starting at, so I can help them better and assist them through whatever the dilemma is.
Right. I imagine too in your job, there's that piece which I'm watching pretty hard. We're for the first time ever starting to see some laws come down when it comes to social media. And we've never seen that. And then that HR piece plays pretty big into that too, right?
Oh yeah. And I would love to see some reform on social media. I mean, I have 2 teenage kids as well. And just this unfettered environment, at least when I was a kid in the 90s, like, nobody was filming me everywhere. Yeah. Like I've done some things that I would not want plastered, on Instagram or whatever.
That's part of being over 40. None of it exists. You and me both. That's amazing. Okay, real quick, I just want to recap before we wrap this up. You were in HR for a long time. You went through a divorce, and then you were like, I'm going to go to law school and I'm going to level up, right? As a single mom with 2 kids, over 40, you went to law school.
Yeah.
That's insane. That is so inspiring, and that is so amazing. I am so excited you came on here today to tell your story.
I'm excited too. Yay, I can't wait to follow your podcast now.
That's awesome. I mean, you've got a killer story, so people are going to love to hear this. Thank you so much for joining us on the Legal Growth Podcast presented by Legal Growth Partners. If you enjoyed today's episode, which why would you not? It's amazing. Subscribe, drop us a review, and share it with your colleagues, because great insights are even better when shared. For more tips and tools to help grow your practice, visit LegalGrowthPartners.com. Until next time, keep innovating, keep growing, and keep smiling. And thank you so much, Sabrina. We will see you soon. Bye.
See you soon.